What's up, y'all? This is Julia, and this is the Fearless Perspective podcast. I'm thankful that y'all tuned in today, like for real. I really am. I'm so glad that y'all found yourselves over here. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, because you could be listening to anybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's people everywhere in this space. You could be listening to them, but I thank you for giving me your time and your listening hours and whatever you're doing, whether it's driving in the car, whether you just sitting down like me. I'll be working and listening and watching things. So I appreciate you for letting me in your space and allowing me in your space. So I don't take that lightly. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I don't care how you got over here. I don't care if it was a suggestion. You know me, you rock with me, and you want to support me, or you just being nosy and you want to see what I'm talking about. You want to see if I'm talking business, my business, your business, their business. It doesn't matter. However you got over here, I appreciate you. Keep it up, keep supporting, and I hope you get something from it. You know what I'm saying? So as you know, this is where you come to hear what common sense sounds like. That's the purpose of this podcast. It's just like, we're gonna just shoot it straight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about a lot of things that may seem uncomfortable, a lot of things that are common that you may think are common, but just something else to look into, just another way to look at it per se. You know what I'm saying? So again, chew the meat, spit out the bones. All right. I'm not a life coach. I'm not none of that. I am only life coaching in my life. And I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing okay. I don't know. It's always room for improvement, always room for growth. So that's where we are here. We are here to heal, laugh, learn, grow, and everything, and just build that community because, again, we all live in this world and we know what's out there and we know what's going on. We know what's on social media. We know, let's just be real. All right. So we need to reel it on in. Reel it on in. So, like I said, I'm here to have those conversations that a lot of people are maybe not comfortable in having. It's going to be dealing with everything from life, relationships, healing, personal stuff, church. Grew up in church, just my perspective on some things, and just a little bit of spirituality. I'm not a religious person. I am spiritual, so we'll talk about a lot of it, but I am also balanced. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna like that's what I'm saying. We gonna talk about everything. That's the beauty of duality. All right. So I love it. So again, that's what it is. And so as you know, if you know me, I always say if you know me, I'm gonna have something in a cup. I'm gonna have something in the cup, and so this is just a little sweet red wine, a little bit. It's mm, mm, mm. I forgot how much I like that wine. But anyway, I'll drop in the comments what I was drinking. Y'all can look that up. Anyway, so again, thank you guys. And again, like I said, if you're listening to me, you know to pour up. But make sure, if you're gonna pour up a cocktail or some wine, make sure you're safe and you can enjoy responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Don't listen to this podcast and be drinking and doing things with alcoholic beverages. Just don't. But again, your drink could be anything you choose, whether it's juice, coffee, tea, water, whatever you want. Just pour up and let's just sit back and let's just talk. Let's just talk. I'm always about having a conversation and let's just talk. And we just gonna be honest about a lot of things. And I think and that's just what it is. I think a lot of people are kind of, afraid of offending people because everybody walks in, like it's like everybody wakes up with, like we call it in the church, a spirit of offense. That spirit of offense is heavy on you this morning, ain't it? Because you woke up on one, like, child. I swear, it's almost like when you open up social media and you just be like, dang, y'all just offended again? And like, dang, gosh, it's just, so a lot of people are afraid to say things because they don't want to offend people. However, I agree with that and I understand that rather. However, like I said, there's still some things we got to talk about because, you can't continue to hold things in and let people just continue to do them and be out of order or be unaware or uninformed because they are always offended. Like one of my old pastors used to say, be offended, but be corrected. And Jesus, be offended, but be corrected. Like you are going, like I shouldn't have to not say anything because I'm worried about your offense. So that means you're walking on eggshells and you're doing it's just it's not cool. It's not cool. So you got to look at it like, okay, why am I offended? Why does this bother me? Because it may be something in you that you may need to deal with that you have never dealt with, meaning some undealt with trauma, or a situation or older offense that took place that you never addressed. And so now you taking on this thing of, well, this offended me, so I don't think about it, out of sight, out of mind, so I don't have to talk about it. But then something else triggers it. Yep, because that's a good word that everybody's using. Trigger. Something's triggering it, and then now you're just like, now you all offended. No, you probably wouldn't be offended if you would have addressed that situation previously that offended you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not pointing fingers, because I dealt with that too and still do sometimes. I'm like, yo, why does this bother me? But that's the thing that I really want to talk to y'all about a lot, and you will always hear me talk about, is self-awareness. Self-awareness. Like, yo, you got to check in with yourself more than you check in with anybody. I don't care if you're in a relationship. You got to check in with yourself more than you check in with your partner. Because if you cannot show up for yourself, then how can you show up for somebody else? That's just textbook, right? So you always check in with yourself. Why does this offend me? Why does this bother me? Why don't I like this? Like, check in instead of just saying, that's just how I am. Yes, that may be how you are. But some of these ways that you got are kind of jacked up. Some of these ways that I have or have had as well, they were jacked up. There's still a lot of things that I'm working on that I know are jacked up. You again, y'all, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm going this way right now, but this is where we are. You have to check in with yourself and be so comfortable with doing that, because sometimes you're gonna get on your nerves. You're gonna get on your own nerves. You're gonna look in the mirror and be like, girl, you need to get this shit together. There have been so many days that I have looked in the mirror and was like, Jew, what? Come on now. Are you serious? Are you for real? And then even in those conversations, I got mad. Like, yo, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get, what you gonna do to yourself? You can't get mad at yourself for calling you out. But that's what it is it's something inside of you that's wanting to be better, that's wanting to push those things out so that way they can make room for the better things that are coming. That's just common sense, y'all. I'm telling you, that is like just common sense. You have to get rid of the old in order to make room for the new things that are coming into your life. That could be friendships, that could be relationships, that could be jobs, that could be anything, a habit, or anything like that, like where you devote your time. That may start dwindling down because you're like, wait, what's going on? But that could be just me making room for something else, because whatever it is that's coming ahead of you needs your time and your attention. So you're giving too much time and attention to this one thing. Maybe it's just a video game. Something can happen where the video game stop working, or you just lose interest. I've had situations where I have just seriously lost interest out of nowhere. And then I'm just looking like, yo, why am I losing interest in this? I can't believe I'm losing interest in this, because I really enjoy this. This is really good for me. This is not harming me. It's not detrimental to my health or anybody around me. It's not detrimental to me. It's not why this is good. This is a healthy situation, but it was taking up a lot of my time. I wasn't spending time with people. I wasn't taking phone calls. It was like, I'll tell you, it was a gym. Like, y'all knew I was always in the gym, always in the gym, always, 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 except for the pandemic. And then I got fat. But after that, I was always in the gym. So it caused me, like, I was in the gym 4 or 5 times a week, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. However, I was just like, hey, I don't have time for nothing else. I didn't allow time for nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Even if, and women know, like, when they date me, they already know. Once you meet me, I'm in the gym. That's not going to change, sweetheart. That ain't going to change. I'm not saying you have to work out or nothing like that, but at least be healthy and take care of yourself. Let's start there. All right, but let's just say, if I'm in the gym or you want to hang out, that's going to have to come after I finish at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I prioritize myself, right? So even in that, I'm like, after a while, I started missing. opportunities and started missing time spent and time to to get to know people and things like that. And then next thing I'm like, dang, I don't have no friends, I don't have nothing, and I'm like, because you always in the gym. And so then I was just like, you know what, I do want people in my life, I do want new people in my life, I do want to be accessible and open up to more people and things like that. So then once I did that, then kind of the interest like from the gym, like I was like, yo, I don't have to work out this much. Julia, you eat right, you take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I started kind of going in that, and then my shoulder started messing up on me. So that took me out the gym altogether. All of 2023 was trash. I'll say that in every aspect possible. Every aspect possible of 2023 pertaining to my life was trash. It was trash. I had a bad shoulder injury that was just so painful to the point I was really in debilitating pain every day, and you just deal with it. So I have a high pain management like level, like tolerance. I do, because I'm like, it's nothing I can do about it right now unless we do surgery. But they wanted me to do the physical therapy, and I'm telling them like it's not working. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we had surgery last year, almost a year to this day. And it was just like, yo, I stopped going to the gym. I could have still did lower body, but I'm all about balance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, if I can't work upper body, I'm not trying to have these big monstrous legs and then this itty bitty body. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to joke around and be like, y'all, I can't do any upper body anymore because the doctor's orders. So I'm just gonna be doing leg day. And I was like, so if you see me walking around like a bad bitch, then you know what I'm saying? Because that's how women are, the bad ones. That's how they shape. I'm just saying, they all they do is leg exercises. Y'all know women, that's all they do at the gym is leg exercise. They just now starting to do upper body now. You know, they just now starting to do it. But I was like, yeah, y'all gonna see me walking around. Don't say nothing. Just be like, okay, bitch, I see you. like, that's all. But anyway, so all of that took away my time. And so I had to start finding balance. And then, like I said, 2023 was terrible for me. So it's just like I didn't have as much self-awareness as I needed to, because it caused me to not do things that I needed to do, as far as like checking in with myself and speaking up for myself. I'm always an advocate. I have always been an advocate for speaking up for yourself. But it's like, to be honest with you, I had to learn. It wasn't until this year that I really learned why I didn't necessarily speak up for myself in certain areas or as often as I should have. And it was always because I was always felt that if you speak up and you say why you can't, or why you're unable to show up for something or be present in something or do something, then it was considered an excuse. And we always put a negative connotation on the word excuse. And excuse is just basically a reason why or why not of something. Like, that's just me. Unless I'm wrong, I don't know. But an excuse is like, hey, but it's always done in a negative connotation. Like, hey, you're tardy for class. What's your excuse? Well, it was never. You never ask somebody, what's your excuse for being early for class? Never, right? So an excuse is always tied to a negative connotation. Like, okay, why are you late? Why didn't you do the dishes? Why didn't you go to the grocery store? Why didn't you cook? Why didn't you, and then it's always, regardless, if, hey, my meeting ran over. I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So it's just always a reason why you can't do something. And it's all, like I said, it's always taken negatively, but that's not the truth. All right. So I felt that way. I was just like, overthinking. I'm like, well, I can't say anything because it's an excuse, and they're going to look at it like you just don't want to, or it was a cop out. That's how I felt. And I had to, it wasn't really until this year when I really like started healing and purging and really just, oh my gosh, just becoming more aware, very self-aware of things. I used like, okay, why didn't I say anything? Why didn't I stand up for myself in this situation? Because by me not saying anything or being straight up, oh, I thought I did. Now, I thought at one point I did stand up for myself. I thought someone was aware of what I was dealing with and things like that. But clearly, I should have said, hey, it's not you. It's me going through, because I did. I went through a really bad, like deep depression, anxiety type of mental health crisis last year. And it was very scary. It was so scary. Oh my God. like I don't even like talking about 2023 because I get emotional and I get angry because I'm like, all I had to do was speak up for myself, be straight up, be honest, and maybe now I'll come back to this. Maybe um things would have been different. Maybe I wouldn't have lost my relationship. Maybe I might have found another job, one that wasn't stressing me out and being the cause of my stress and depression and everything and my anxiety. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I would have, had I started the podcast last year like I really wanted to, but I was not in a place mentally to show up for myself. I wasn't. And this is why I say, you got to check in with yourself because you do. I was not in a place mentally to know how to check in with myself. I didn't. I wasn't in a place. I didn't know how to check in with myself. I just felt like, okay, well, you're not mad today. You didn't have a panic attack today. You good. That was not even close to checking in. The type of checking in that I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? I had a therapist. I had a therapist and same therapist I have now. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to her. I was really talking to her and she knew, the condition that I was in and everything like that. And I'm so grateful to her. You know what I'm saying? For giving me the tools and the methods and the things that I need to do to cope, when those things start coming up. So I don't fall so deep into that because it happens. But how do you check in with yourself? What does that look like? When you know, like, hey, this is life. Life is going to life no matter what. As long as you living and as long as you breathing, you gonna have life. And as you continue on with life, I don't care if you stay in the house. I don't care if you are the most introvert known to man. Life is still gonna tap that ass. It's gonna get you to the point where you're gonna be, I gotta get out this house. I need to get no, it's going to. So that's what I'm saying. Life is going to hit people. Now, yes, I said back then, I was like, or now I'm like, or earlier this year, I was just like, man, it would have probably saved my relationship had I known how to check in, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to. I wasn't being completely honest with like, hey, I don't know how to check in. Hey, I don't know how to say these things because I was always taught or made to believe that if I did say anything, it was an excuse, which is an excuse. I'll use the term that comes from my church. An excuse is a crutch for the uncommitted. And that was always used to get people to get involved in church or reason why they couldn't come to church. It's an excuse, but you don't even realize how much of that of that stating and that statement, how much it really like affects other things. You know what I'm saying? And even before that, because that was like in my early 20s when I heard that crazy shit. And then after that, I mean, before that, it was a thing, still dealing with that same situation. Why can't you be at rehearsal? You need to be at rehearsal. I play basketball. I'm not coming. So what we gonna do? You gonna send me the music or I'm not playing? I got basketball. Oh, why you not? Because I have a life. My parents allowed me to have a life. And then when the season was over, I'm there. I never had excuses as to why I wasn't there because I was always there. But if you did have an excuse, oh, that's an excuse. That's so this year I had to learn where all of that shit came from. It still pisses me off because here I am at my big ass age of 42. I know I look good for my age. But this is stuff that's why I said like I had to learn. And so had I not had that feeling of, oh, I can't say nothing because if I do, it's, oh man, I'm gonna be looked at as like you just don't want to do it. You're just lazy. You're just no, 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 no. I am going through right now mentally. I can't even see, I don't even like the person I see in the mirror right now because of what I'm going through. I can't even show up for myself. So how am I going to show up for you, for my friends, for my girl, for my family, for the clowns that call my damn job? How I can't show up for them because I can't even show up for myself. Right? I didn't know how to check in and be like, hold on. Listen, I know you're asking for this, but I need you to cut that shit out because right now I'm really going through right now and it's not you. I just can't show up for myself right now. I can't talk on the phone every time you call. Okay? Because right now I may be having a panic attack. And every time I get on the phone with you, it's talking about your drama with your boyfriend that you need to leave anyway. Um, I can understand we can check in. We can check in. That's cool. But I may be only able to talk for 5 minutes, not 2 hours. And so because I know I can't talk for 2 hours, I just really rather not answer the phone instead of me like putting all of that where it needed to go. I just held it in and I was just like, I don't know what to do because I'm grabbing at straws, trying to help my relationship, trying to help my friendships, trying to help relationships with families. And I'm just like, yo, what I am struggling. And I didn't know how to say that to the people that I loved and that loved me because I always thought it was an excuse. Now, this ain't no woe is me type. I didn't even plan on talking about this today. I had something else to talk about, but we here. We here. We are here because I know I am not the only one that feels this way, that experiences this, that was afraid, or that a person that may be afraid to speak up for themselves. You have to speak up for you because at the end of the day, nobody else will. Unless you have somebody in your life like me, I'll speak up for you. But I'm gonna tell you, baby, you gotta speak up for yourself because I'm not always here with you. I'm not always available with a phone call. I'm not always available via text. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a situation where you're going to have to stand up for yourself like, hey, I ain't cool with that. And that's why I always talk about addressing things. If you want to look at it like that, addressing something as standing up for yourself, do it. Do it. Do it. Hey, I don't have the capacity. I thank God for my friends that I'm so grateful for them. They text me and they say they could be going through some stuff, and I can feel their energy. Like, yo, you friend, you good, friend, you good? And they'll say, hey, do you have the capacity to talk? And I'll be like, absolutely, 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 because you asked. No one has ever really asked me like, no one I've dealt with, no one I've dated or was in a relationship with, no one, not even none of my other friends. They just call me. I answer the phone. Hello, girl. And I'm like, dang, can you at least? I stopped talking to certain friends because I was like, yo, you didn't even ask how I'm doing. At least say, girl, what you doing? You good? How you feeling? That's what I ask people when I call them. Even when they call me, I'm like, hey, what's going on? You good? It's not just a figure of speech that I say you good. I really am. I'm really asking, you good? It's good. You good? What's going on? Okay, okay. And then, we can start getting into things. Most people, most of y'all just jump into stuff. Y'all gotta stop doing that. That's not okay. That's rude. And stop doing that. Like for real. That's disrespectful. Like ask them, hey, you good? Can you talk? Not can you talk, meaning are you by yourself or are you busy? Can you talk? Do you have the capacity to talk about, I just want to talk to you about such and such and such, or I wanted to run things by like, and everybody like, no, we friends. We could just, no, just respect your friends. That's why I don't talk to a lot of people now that I call friends or call me friends. They don't respect me. You don't respect my time. I'm talking about to the point to where it's like even a situation of, hey, meet us here and you're on your way there, but then they leave and go somewhere else. They can't even pick up the phone to text and call you. Hey, we no longer here. We're here. They don't respect you. They knew you were coming. They don't respect you. Keep that shit in mind when you're dealing with people. I'm not saying cut everybody off. I'm saying find the people that respect you. Respect is not just about a relationship or a romantic relationship. Yes, you should respect your partner. I hope you respect your partner and I hope your partner respects you because that's major. But find out those who respect you and those who do not respect you. And then you'll start to notice like a difference in your life because now you're demanding respect. Now you're showing up for yourself because I demand a certain level of respect. Like there's certain people I don't even talk to, like getting to know somebody. If somebody is not texting, like, and I understand we're all busy now, don't get me wrong, because I don't like I'm working all day. I work all day. I may not be able to text you, and that's fine. But we do make time for what we want. So at some point in the whole day, you mean to tell me you didn't have time to respond to a text, or anything like that? But then when you text me, I respond, because I'm available. And then when you text, I'm available. I'm interacting with you. But then if I text, it's nothing. Nah, baby. I have friends like that too. I don't talk to them. No. I call, you don't answer, or you don't answer, but when you call, I answer. What you doing? Da 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 da. Cool. No, I'm done with that. I don't, my phone is dry as hell, and I'm cool with that. I am so cool with that. I have a few friends that I can count on my hand that I talk to. My best friend in Houston, y'all, Alicia. I talk to Alicia. Me and Alicia talk every day. We text every day. We don't talk on the phone. We text, or we clowning through DM every day. You know what I'm saying? I have certain friends that I talk to every day. It's only a few that I talk to every day, but there's other ones I talk to frequently. But then there's some I'm like, hey, if I see you out, I see you out. If I hear from you, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, be safe. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just because I chose myself. I chose myself because I decided to stand up for myself, and I started and I became more self-aware of how, like, people value me. And I want you guys to realize too. Start looking, taking inventory as to how people value you. You set the standard as to how people value you. You do. You set the standard. Like, yo, yeah, I got people that can call me and we can talk, we can kick it, we can do whatever. But also too, I also have people like, yo, do not tell nobody, or do not talk to this friend about my business. You shouldn't be talking my business anyway. But don't talk to my friend about nothing, or to your friend, to this friend, pretending to nothing about me. But then I hear it come back. That's why I say I know who I tell stuff, so I know where it came from. So if you don't value my friendship, you don't value that I came to you in confidence, baby, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Because once I don't trust a lot of people anyway. But once I see, like, oh, okay, you. So again, like I said, that comes in standing up for yourself, becoming more like self-aware. I'm so big on being self-aware, y'all. Ooh, we self-awareness is a beautiful thing. It is so beautiful. It's so much power in it. It is so much power. Like, it's so powerful. I can't even stress it enough. Like, how, like, when you become self-aware, you like, wait a minute. No, for real, this doesn't serve me. I'm good on that. I don't gotta deal with that energy. I don't gotta deal with, you know, I ain't gotta deal with nothing I don't want to deal with. So I'm just saying, like, you got to show up. You got to learn how to check in. You got to learn how to check in. Like I said, I didn't know how to check in, because now I'm like, yo, this year my relationship ended. I know a lot of y'all like, what the heck? Like, because, we were together for about 2 years, and, we really and truly loved each other. But I went through what I went through, and I couldn't show up. I couldn't be present. You know what I'm saying? And I just, a lot of times, and I mean, it still bothers me, because I'm like, dang, Julia, had you just spoken up. But then again, I say, on the flip side, and this is no diss or slight to her, I wish her the best, and be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? In this world, people, just watch people, and just take care of yourself. But I'll just say, things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I was looking for, like, marriage. I was look like that's where my relationship was. And so when it ended, it was just like, whoa, like, you know, it caught me by surprise. It did when it happened. It really did. But the reasoning behind it, I was like, I respect that. You that's fair. You know what I'm saying? That's fair. I thought, you know what I'm saying? But again, I just couldn't show up for myself. So how the hell do you expect for someone who cannot be present for themselves because they're dealing with a mental health issue or mental health crisis to even show up for anybody? I was grabbing at straws. I'm talking about trying, not just to get, not for me to get better, but to show up for my relationship. That's how much I loved my relationship. That's how much I loved her. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, well, if I can be okay, if I can show up for her, then that might eventually kind of trickle on me. And you know what I'm saying? But I had it all backwards. I had it all damn backwards. And you know what I'm saying? And like I said, you live and you learn. So now I know. My friend asked me the other week, throughout everything that you went through, you know what I'm saying, the relationship ending, the mental health situation and all of that stuff. What have you learned? I said, I've learned to be so aware, ask questions, be aware, speak up for yourself. And be honest. And whatever, and this is why I say, if people are going to be offended, let them be offended, because you always have to show up as your true authentic self and be as honest as you can, to be as honest as you need to be. And in that moment say, hey, I can't do this. I can't be present here, or I can't show up here, or I can't go with you here, or whatever it may be that you can or cannot do. Stand up for yourself, right? Or if you say, hey, look, you asking for too much of me right now. I can't provide that. And if they get offended, like they get offended, but you spoke up and you spoke your honest truth. So I always say, let people do what they're going to do with whatever you tell them, because people are going to always interpret things differently, especially like if you can give it in a good intent, you can give it with a good, true intent. Like, hey, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not trying to be hurtful or anything like that, and you can give it in the most delicate way, and it's based on their interpretation. A person's interpretation has a lot to say about them. I can't stress that enough. A person's interpretation of some of the most simplest shit says a lot about them. You had, like I said, you have some people who are just offended, and you be like, yo, this ain't even got nothing to do with you. Why are you offended? Either way it goes, speak up for yourself. Either way it goes, you have to show up for yourself. Check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. And I'm not even talking about because you're in a relationship or nothing like that. No, I want you to check in with yourself. Single, I don't care if you live with someone or not. If you Especially if you don't live with yourself, check in. You understand? You can have the best check-in meetings because you live by yourself. You could talk to yourself. Oh my God. Like, girl, you good today? Uh Nah, they kind of had me messed up a little bit. Or yeah, we could. Like you could have all kind living by yourself. It's people, a lot of people like, I need a person. I need, if that's what you want to do, cool. Yes, I have done that. I don't think I'll do it again. And that's just me. That's just me. Because I enjoy my space. I enjoy my moods, my energy. And like anybody that came to my apartment before I moved out here, when I lived by myself, anybody that came to my apartment, they always came over. They was like, "Yo, it's so peaceful here. It's so peaceful. It smells good." Because first of all, the house, everything about me is gonna smell good. I'm gonna smell good. My house is gonna smell good. My car gonna smell good. Everything. Like I'm just big on it. That's my ministry. Okay, so if I date somebody and they ain't really into perfume, you about to be. You about to be. The fuck you thought? You about to be, because you're not gonna just be walking around here smelling like skin. In air. Like, no, ma'am. Oh no. What? Yes. And we going to get you some perfume, you know. Mm-mm. Anyway, that's just me being honest and knowing, what I want, what I like, and what I desire. But anyway, living by myself, people used to always come over and be like, yo, it smells so good over here. It's just so peaceful. It's just so calm. Every time I come to your house, it's just so quiet. It's just so... I'm like, whose noisy ass house are you going to? Like, and why are y'all house so noisy, especially if you don't have children? Be quiet. Shh, just sit down. Like, I work all day. I don't be wanting no loud noise, nothing. Give me a moment. I just need to decompress. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I loved living by myself. It was a good time because I was really able to just be. But I'm just saying, like, when you live by yourself, you can really do the best check-ins. You can check in with yourself, like, for real, without somebody being like, yo, who you talking to? Or she was in there talking to herself. Or, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. I don't care. I loved it. I do it now. I still do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm by myself anyway. But you know what I'm saying? I do it now. And I look in the mirror. I'm like, yo, you good? Man, yeah, we could. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I could, like, it's just, I check in. I check in. And that's why I'm saying you got to check in. Make sure you check in with yourself. I don't care if you're dating. I don't care if you're married. Check in with yourself first before you check in with them. Because you got to check in and make sure that you can show up for yourself so then you can show up for them. So you can show up for anybody, show up for whatever it is. If you have a project that you're working on, can you show up for yourself before you show up and tackle this project and show up and be productive in this project? Because if you can't, let me tell you, and that's another reason why I put this podcast off for so long, because I couldn't show up for myself, y'all. I couldn't show up for myself. I didn't know how to show up for myself. So I was like, I have all these ideas and topics I want to talk to y'all about or wanted to talk to y'all about. But I was like, I can't get on here and I'm not no hypocrite, first of all. So I wasn't going to get on here and be like, y'all need to check in and be, and then here I am, like relationship is just failing and I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I couldn't show up for myself. So I was just like, I'm not in that space. Of course, I'm a type of person, my eyes tell a lot. You know what I'm saying? My eyes tell a lot. My eyes will tell you where I'm at. My eyes will tell you how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I knew I had really sad, dark eyes, and I did not want to give that energy to y'all. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, I had to heal. I had to purge. I had to acknowledge a lot of things in order for me to cleanse myself and be able to show up and talk to y'all from a pure place, from a place of healing. So I can tell y'all, hey, healing is ugly. Healing hurt, y'all. And I'm just being straight up. And I'm not just saying it. Healing is, oh my God, it hurts. Healing had me angry more than it did sad. Like, and I'm not an angry person. I am not an angry person. Everyone that knows me will say Julia is not an angry person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an angry person. But I was angry all the time. Not angry at people or anyone in my close vicinity. I was just angry at so many things that I allowed. Like, for real, you teach people how to treat you. I taught people to treat me. I taught people how to treat me from a place of not knowing how to show up for myself. Who? What? I got angry. I got so mad because I was like, I lost count of people that played in my damn face because of how I taught them to treat me, because I taught them to treat me from a place of not feeling like I could show up for myself or stand up for myself. Or if I did speak up, I don't want them offended. So I'm a hold back and I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna say anything. So that caused me to get ran over, people to play in my face, people thinking that, oh, Julia's always gonna be there. I can do whatever and she's always gonna be there. And then me showing, oh, I'm meek and humble and showing them grace and mercy. And I just, because I understand, I'm the most understanding mug you will ever meet. I am so understanding, but don't play on my top with that. You see what I'm saying? So now that's where I'm at now. And that's where I'm at. Like, so people are kind of like, oh shoot, oh shoot. Yeah, because no, you're not gonna do that. I'm gonna teach you how to treat me. Consciously teach you how to treat me now. I'm teaching you. So you have to learn how to teach people how to treat you. Because they're only gonna do what you allow. They're only going to do it what you allow. If you allow them to come into your life and only call you here and there, and then you answer, then that's what they're going to do. And that's what I learned with my friends. They do that because I allowed them to do that. Now when they call, I look at the phone. Now when they text, I don't respond. And it ain't because I'm busy. It's just because no. Because I want you to know that I see your pattern. So that's what I'm saying. Becoming self-aware, you start noticing so many things. You notice things about other people because especially when you come from a healed place. And I'm not saying you got to go and shit on people who ain't healed because everybody has their process. Everybody has their process. Now, the people that I cannot and will never rock with are people who know they need help and they refuse. I don't need no help. I don't need to talk to nobody. And I'm not talking about the older generation, our parents, our baby boomers and stuff like that, because they just like, I don't need no help. Whatever. I'm talking about people our age, millennials, and I forgot the one that's generation, was it Y? I don't know, generation X, the one that's above millennials, them too. Like, no, it's too much awareness and things about mental health and about therapy and about toxicity and about being better and healing. It's too much out there for you to just be that ignorant and crazy and say, I'm not, nah, I don't need no help. Now those people, no, no, I have no good, my understanding ain't good for them. It's not, because I understand, like, they are going to continue to perpetuate that toxicity to the next person. They're going to continue to hurt somebody. That's where I got a problem. When you intentionally hurting people because you refuse to be self-aware and say, you know what, I am a little um off kiltered. I'm a little, I can't say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to offend. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. And I ain't trying to get canceled. So before I even start, but at least I'm a little off kilter. I have respect for people like that say, you know what, I know I got some issues, I'm gonna try to get some help. But the people, my understanding is real bad when it come down to people who just refuse to get the help, refuse to see that, hey, I need some help, and I'm messing things up with everybody that I come in contact with. No, I'm talking about people who understand, like, yo, I do need help. I may not have the money for therapy, or I may not have the insurance for therapy, or I may not be able to go consistently. I may be able to do once a month, but you're doing the work. Do the damn work, bro. Do the work. Do the work. I promise you, it's gonna hurt. I ain't gonna hurt. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna piss you off. It's gonna piss you smooth off. I'm telling you, my healing pissed me off every day. And it would be like randomly. Like, I would wake up, I kid you not, I would wake up on a Saturday morning, just laying in the bed, like, I don't feel like getting up yet and starting my day, because I get up with an alarm clock Monday through Friday. Let me just lay in the bed. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, something would come to me as to how I respond to things. I remember how I respond to things. Why do you respond to things this way? And I started tracing it back. And immediately I got angry. And then I started crying, because I'm like, I didn't even have to be like this. I didn't have to understand this way. I didn't have to, what? And so now I'm like, I'm in a place where I'm just like, hey, y'all better watch out. Y'all better watch out, because this level of self-awareness is completely different. So I call things out, and I'm able to have peaceful and calm conversations with people about the hard things that I may not have been able to have. Like in a relationship, my ex-partner, she always is like, I want to talk. And at that time I was going through it. So I did not want to talk at that moment. First of all, I had like I just didn't, because I'm like, yo, I am like, my mind was so clouded to where I was just like, we can have a conversation, but I don't even know what to say. Like, I know what to say. Like, you can know what to say. You ever been in a situation where you know what to say, but you don't know what to say at the same time? Because it was like me. I was like, I know what to say, but I don't know what to say, because what I know to say is going to sound like a cop out. And what I know to say, you're probably tired of hearing it. I'm going to try to do better. And it wasn't because I couldn't do better, because I don't know to do better. It was because I was incapable of doing better because of what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, I was on my P's and Q's, showing up. But during that time, okay. But I don't know. Some things are just textbook. It's just like when you're stressed. My therapist, anybody would tell you, when you're stressed. Let's just be honest. Stuff just don't work. Your mind is in a different place. I don't have the type of stress relief to where I am. Some people, some people are, I have friends, and mostly they're mostly guys, honestly. That when they get stressed and stuff like that, they start having a lot of sex with different people, or just, that's not me. And I'm not judging it, but I'm saying that's not me. My stress, I isolate, I shut down. Because I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What is going on? Like, okay, like I'm trying to figure life out. I'm trying to make it make sense. I need to know the why behind a lot of things. Why is this happening? So now I'm doing self-reflection like, did I do something wrong? Where did I mess up at? So now that takes me into overthinking. Like, okay, what is going on? And so now, no, I'm not able to be present because now my mind is like cloudy. It ain't nobody else. It's nothing like that. I am not entertaining anybody. Like, sweetheart, I am struggling. Like, sweetheart, I am having panic attacks almost every day because of this goddamn job. Sweetheart, I look forward to you coming home because I'm like, yo, at least this is a highlight of my day because I love her so much and she is the sunshine of my life. Like, all of that, but I just could not really have those conversations because mentally I just was not there. So I'm saying all of this to say I'm telling my personal business. So like I said, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna be straight up and honest with you because I know that I'm not the only one going through. And it's so crazy because I'm talking to so many people, a lot of my friends everywhere. It's something in the water, it's something in the air. Everybody is going through it. Everybody's going through mentally. Last year is like a lot of people were going through mentally. Now a lot of people are going through mentally, breaking up, divorce, separations, things like that. And I'm like, whoa, what is this about? I know what it's about. It's about new beginnings. People, it's time for people to move on. It's time for people to move on and to move into the things that you're supposed to be doing. Because I can speak for me. Honestly, I know those things that I put to the side for the sake of a relationship or for the sake of, oh, because I would rather do this because it doesn't really require me to really have to sit down and focus, so let's go do something fun, let's go have some fun. No, now it's time for me to do the work. I've done the work mentally, still doing the work because work is never finished. Let me help you in that aspect. Those of you who are just so healed, I don't want to deal with nobody who's not healed. Sweetheart, you wouldn't want to deal with yourself because you are not completely healed. Because I saw a post the other day and it was the realest shit I've ever seen about healing. Healing is always continual. You would never, yes, I mean, people are like, you shouldn't date until you're completely healed. You're always, it was the post said you're never always completely healed. You're always continually healing, which I know, which we understand. However, you're going to get into a relationship, and if your relationship is healthy, it should kind of bring up some of those things that you still need to heal. So now you can do it in a healthy way. Now you should have. Now I ain't, ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee, ooh wee. Mm. You should have someone who can support that and understand that, who can say, okay, you know what, I see that this is kind of triggering you, and that oh my god, that requires, like I said, I've learned all of this. I can't say I wasn't perfect in my relationship at all. I didn't cheat, I didn't do none of that, but just mentally I just couldn't be there because of my situation or whatever, you know but at the end of the day, yes, now I've learned, like, next situation I get into, if I get into another relationship, because right now I ain't gonna hold you up. I've been enjoying myself, and that just means just being peaceful. You know what I'm saying? And learning my needs and wants, and I'll come back to that anyway. So you should be with someone. You should always be with someone. Y'all check. I ain't trying to cause no problems or wreck no homes or wreck no relationships, but I'm just causing you to think. This is my fearless perspective on it. All right. You please hear me. Hear me. All right. Please be with someone that you know that you can be honest with. So that requires you to be able to speak up. Speak up. That's what my family and my friends have always said. Julie, you don't speak up. You don't talk. Right? I've learned that. So I talk. So you got to be with someone you could talk to. Hey, babe, look, um, I don't know. It's just a situation that came up and I'm kind of dealing with, whatever from that, or this is kind of bothering me. I don't know. I just kind of had these thoughts about, what I'm saying? So I'm kind of, and then two, you being able to communicate with that person, with your person, that person should be understanding and supportive as well. And in that moment, understand like, yo, okay, he or she is going through, okay, what do you need from me? How can I be of assistance? How can I be of support? How can I support you in this? What do you need from me? Is it more space? Is it, quiet time? Is it this? Not, my needs aren't being met. Well, let's talk about this. I just told you what the hell I was going through. You see what I'm saying? So make sure these are questions you just like make sure. So if you're showing up, give them the opportunity to show up as well. Okay, that's all I say. Just give them the opportunity to show up because you still got to speak up for yourself. You got to speak up for yourself. All right. So do that. Do that, please. In all I've said, just please be more self aware because, like I said, when you're self aware, you're able to check in with yourself. You're able to see why, why does that bother me? Why did that offend me? Let's talk about it. Let's think about it. Okay, Julia. Well, like I literally have those kind of conversations. I'm like, why is that bothering me like that? Why did that make me angry? Why did that hurt my feelings? Why am I in my feelings about this? And that really, I shouldn't. Like literally, even recently, like I'm just like asking myself, like, why should I care? Why do you even care about that? You all said, why do you even care about that? Come on. But we're human, and I'm never taken away from the fact that we are human. We are not. I don't care how many times everybody be like, I'm God, like I'm a God. Yes, but you're human. You're human. Okay, you are human, and you're living this human experience on Earth. We are human. We have human emotions. We have human reactions, and so therefore, only time you are not human is if you are a ghost or a spirit, honey. So therefore, you are human. So you're going to experience those emotions and those feelings from certain things. Now it doesn't, and then like you say, even in this, even my like I'd be like, yo, let me check in and see why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I check in, realize it, and go about my business. Like, oh, you're human. You're having a human moment. That's it. That's it. Girl, keep it moving. That's what I'm saying. Just check in. Always check in. Always check in with yourself. Yes, and then check in with your partner. Check in with your partner. However that may look. However often that is. Check in with your partner. Check in. I say this, check in with your friends too. Like, hey, we good? I mean not we good, but like you good? Like what's going on? How can I show up as a better friend? But you gotta want to, and that's only gonna come from people who are self-aware. That's it. That's it. It's only gonna come from that. Excuse me. It's only gonna come from people who are self-aware, right? So you have to realize, like, yo, okay, all right, well, if a friend is asking me this, like I like my friends, I'm able to just be straight up with, like, especially like my mass friends. That means everything to me because I'm like, I can be vulnerable with some of them. I'm it's certain friends, you just can't be vulnerable with. Period, male or female, don't matter. You like I said, you know what friends are for what. But I just say like some of my close friends, my best friends, I'm able to be vulnerable. What like if I'm talking to them and I start tearing up, they not like don't you like you man, you crying? No, they be like, oh friend, don't cry. I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that same way. Like, and I don't like crying in front of people, but certain things when I'm learning, feel what you need to feel. That's another thing. And then I'm getting out of here. Listen, feel what you need to feel. Be present in whatever you feel. Whatever emotion comes, it's normal, it's natural. You're human. Feel it, process it, understand it, and then realize where it needs to go. Like tears don't always mean sadness. It depends on the situation. What are these tears for? Like me, like I said, when I was doing my healing, I was so angry. I cried a lot. I cried a lot. And I used to be like, what are these tears for? And I used to be like, I'm so damn angry. I'm so mad. I am so mad. I am so, yeah, my heart was broke for another reason, but I was mad. I was like, yo, because now I'm like, yo, you are the reason why I am the way I am. This situation, these things are the reason why. Oh, I got so mad. So I had to find out what are these tears for? And I had to walk in it. I had to allow it to happen. That was a purging. It's just energy that needs to be released. Anytime it's like when you're tense and things like that, whatever it may be. I can't even say if you just tense. Tears come, let them out. I don't care, male, female, man, woman, boy, girl. They come, let them out. If you got to go by yourself, if you are around people who you cannot be vulnerable with, and I'm sorry if you are, but if you're around people that you can't be vulnerable with, check that for one. But also get to yourself and if you gotta let it out, let it out. If you gotta cry, if you gotta scream. I'm seriously, I be joking. I be like, yo, let's all go meet at Stone Mountain somewhere, a whole bunch of friends, and let's just go outside and just scream. Just let out all that energy that's in us because it gotta come out. Because everybody is so fed up with so much stuff. Relationships, work, money, what else? Family, friends, the dog, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, make sure you feel what you need to feel. You know what I'm saying? And whatever that feels like and whatever that is, like release it. It's important. It needs to come out because the more you keep things pinned up inside, it tears you up. It wears you out. It wears you down. And then you are no longer able to or like regulate your emotionals. I mean, your emotional intelligence. So the emotional intelligence is a real thing. So you are not able to regulate your emotions if you have all this stuff pinned up and you're not releasing any of that energy that needs to come out. So again, man, if you need to cry, cry. God, dog, I ain't never like just cry. It's okay. Go in somewhere, go in the closet, wherever in your car, and just cry. I don't care if it's an ugly cry or cry like you used to get after you get a whoopee. Those I'm telling you, that's when you know. Ooh, wee, when you can't catch your breath, you know it's serious. Like, oh wow, that's an ugly cry. My eyes gonna be swollen the next day, so I don't go nowhere because but anyways, I don't even know why I went into all of this, but apparently it needed to be talked about, and it's something that I'm sure someone out there needed to hear and can relate to, and needs to apply to their life in some way. You know what I'm saying? So again, I thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications on this page on Fearless Perspective, the podcast, and then of course on IG we are at Fearless Perspective Pod, and then my personal page is J. Smith 517. I had to think about it. And then on TikTok, I'm J.Jay38. So be for sure that, you know what I'm saying, just follow us, follow me rather. And then, like I said, if you have a topic or anything that you want me to discuss or talk about or hit on, just make sure you email me at the email address that provide or whatever. Again, it's just me running this. So it's very confidential. I don't tell your business or nothing like that. All right. So just make sure you let me know what you want. I'm not gonna get on here and be like, Keisha said, she want, no, 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 no. I got you. I got you. So just make sure you email me. I got you there. And then again, I thank you all for tuning in. I love you all so much. And I really wish you could feel just how much I love you. Like I'm trying not to cry because I'm like, I really want you guys to be dope. I really wish you guys could just realize how dope it is when you own who you are and your self-awareness and you're just like, yo, watch how you talk to me, bro. Like, yeah, and then then you'll start, like, attracting the things that's for you, like, the real you. Ooh, that's about authenticity. We'll talk about that another day. All right. So again, I love you all. Thank you all for again for tuning in and lending me your listening hours, your listening time. I don't take it for granted. I love you, and I hope to see you guys again on another episode because again, it's gonna be a good time. We're gonna talk. We're gonna be straight up. We're gonna laugh. I got some amazing guests coming that's gonna be on the show as well, so that you guys will enjoy that as well. So again, thank you. Make sure you tune in, tell a friend, subscribe, comment, get involved, and like and share. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Love y'all.